Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everyone. um, Welcome back to Pen and Paper Pals. It's been a few weeks, and I'm really excited to play again with you guys. How's everyone doing?
Great.
That's good. How's everyone been this month? Like, how's June been for everyone?
Stressful
Yeah.
and exhausting, but I'm glad to be playing tonight.
Yay. Should we go around
Uh,
and hi? Hi.
it's hot and it sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything else is good. The heat sucks.
Yeah.
I don't
Plus
like it.
one.
I'm sweating. Um, should we introduce ourselves and go around? Let's start with, as always, DC. How's it going?
It's hot.
Yup.
Other than the heat, no, things have been good. Um, I'm DC. I make games and talk about things on the internet. If if you know me, it's probably through Twitter. I also made a super amazing game that you can find on my Twitter, and you can check that out somewhere in these directions.
Yay. Um, cool. Thanks. Let's go to Nox.
Hi, I'm Nox. It's also hot here too. And I play in games and I run games when I can. On my channel, Fable Tales, all one word. You can follow what I'm up to on that channel on Twitter at Fable_Tales. I'm running a game of Dungeon World every other week that Joel and DC are in, along with some other cool people. And I just started running a game of Blue Rose, which is a romantic fantasy RPG. And it uses the Fantasy Age system. So that's a completely new thing, but I'm playing that with a lot of people I know from the real world. So that's been exciting. And our first game was a ton of fun. And they are already talking about wanting to play longer. So
Yay.
I'm really excited for that.
By romantic, do you mean like smoochy romantic? Like what?
No, so it's really like a literary genre.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so Tamora Pierce writes in that genre, if that
Right.
means anything to anybody. But it's fantasy that is usually a little more like progressive or challenging traditional values and stuff. There's there's usually like a reverence for nature in it as well. So in the Blue Rose RPG, you can play you can be a psychic animal.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's a pretty neat little thing.
Awesome. Sweet. Yeah, that sounds great. Should we jump over to Amir?
Sure. Hi, I'm Amir. I
Hi.
have air conditioning. And I feel like I have to apologize for that. 'Cause it's actually the weather here in Toronto is actually not that warm yet. So it's kind of
Wasn't it like 44 on the weekend though?
no, it was raining all weekend
Oh,
because it was
that last
Friday
week?
all weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I'm also finished the hat on Instagram. It's been the busiest month ever. I've gone on essentially half the month last minute for two different tracks in Come From Away, which is the musical that I'm in Toronto. And I just found out a couple hours ago that I'm on for my last track tomorrow night. The track that I've never gone on with before and that I've rehearsed the least. So that's exciting.
Is this the one where they're like changing the show to make it work for you?
No, I already did that one.
Okay, how was that?
I already did that one. It was great because
Cool.
there's an African scene, and I'm not African.
Oh no.
I'm not in it.
Oh, okay.
So we had to change
I thought you were
the
gonna
block.
say that you were in it. I was like, no.
I'm not in it. I'm not in it when I'm covering the guy who's really in it.
Yeah.
And tomorrow I get to play a middle-aged British guy, so that's gonna be fun.
Fun
Awesome.
stuff.
That's great. I didn't realize you covered Nick's track too.
I do. I cover Nick's track, and
Cool.
it's gonna happen tomorrow.
Yay!
If you want to see a fun,
Are you gonna do like aging makeup to like to?
no, I'm just gonna be a 30-year-old Lebanese man playing a middle-aged British guy, and our disbelief.
Excellent. I mean, the great thing about that show is that like everyone is playing so many characters that you kind of have to suspend your disbelief already.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's gonna be fun. There's a scene where the turntable, because the set is made on a turntable that just revolves, and there's 14 different chairs, and there's a song where chairs get moved around in a row while the two actors singing are like walking on it as if it's like a big bridge walkway. And tomorrow I get to be that guy. And so for a wimp like me who's afraid of rides and heights, it's going to be a blast. All kinds of
Amazing.
fun.
Sweet. Well, I'm glad to hear you have air conditioning. Dylan, do you have air conditioning?
I don't, but I live in San Francisco, so it's yeah, it's gray outside right now.
Oh.
But that means I'm sitting here with a sweatshirt. I'm doing all right. So yeah, sorry for those of you who live in places where there's actual like weather and temperature and stuff. That's the worst, I hear. I'm all right. I've been sick the past like week and a half, which is not fun. But I just got back into like doing some shows this weekend. Did an episode of Fun Shots on Saturday where we played Magical Fury, and it was like twice as amazing as I thought it would be. That was a lot of fun.
Well, I caught like the first two portions of that. Seemed like a lot.
Yeah,
of fun.
yeah. It was supposed to only run 3 hours, and then on our second break, one of the players was like, "Hey, so I know we were doing 3 hours because I have work tomorrow, and I'm in a different time zone. But actually, I don't have work now. Do we want to go longer?"
Nice.
And I was like, "Yes." So we just tacked on an extra like 45 minutes.
Heck yeah.
Which was fun. So yeah, that's a pretty good indicator of how much we enjoyed that. And then this upcoming weekend, I'm going to have the final episode of my show Fun Shots, which is the series of 1 to 3 session long games I've been running. And yeah, I'm super excited for that. One, because wrapping a show always feels good. Two, because holy fuck, Fun Shots took way more energy and planning and effort than I thought it was going to when I came up with it. And I'm excited to like go back to some shows that require less clerical work between episodes.
You did a lot of work. Like all of the shows, and you had like different assets and like animated backgrounds, and like it was a lot of effort. And you did a great job, but like I can't imagine doing all of that because yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot, and now I have a bunch of stuff that I have to do before this weekend for shows that have not been announced yet that will be announced this weekend. So I'm not out of the woods as far as doing a bunch of work yet, but I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm stoked. And yeah, I'm speaking of being in or out of the woods, I'm happy to be here to play my monster.
She's a great monster.
She is.
Yeah.
But she's a monster.
She is. Well, thanks, Dylan. I am also, well, it's kind of cloudy out today. It's kind of hot. But I closed the windows because there's construction across the street. So I don't know if you can hear it right now, but they're kind of noisy. But yeah, I'm doing okay. It's been a weirdly busier month than I thought it was going to be. And the best news is that I am currently streaming from my PC that works now. I'm so happy.
Tell us how it worked, Joel.
Okay, so I've been putting it off for 2 months because I was just so stressed out when I was trying to put it together. and it just wasn't turning on. Like, well, it was, but nothing was happening on the screen. Like the fans would turn on, the lights would turn on, but nothing was happening on the screen. So I've been trying to like find maybe someone to help me, and then a friend from my choir finally offered to help me out. So he came over yesterday, and he opens up the computer and he's looking around inside for a couple minutes. He doesn't touch anything. He's just sort of like looking at it, and then he just gives a And I was like, oh, that sounds concerning. And he looks at me and goes, you did everything right. Like, I don't see nothing is wrong. Like, everything's seated properly. Everything is fine. I don't know what's wrong with it. He's like, why don't we just, like, turn it on? And so he hits the power button, and it turned on. And there was nothing wrong with it at all for the last 2 months. But yeah, I'm happy it's working now. So I've got this sweet computer to stream from now. And I'm really excited about it.
I have to say, that is one of my favorite stories of all time.
It's so dumb. Like, I just like... He came from really far away to help me too. And
no.
And like literally in the first 10 minutes, he was just like, oh, maybe we should turn the power on. Oh, it works. Okay, great. But it's still fun. We hung out, we had dinner, and yeah. Yeah. So thanks, Kenny, out there. Thanks for helping me out. Are we ready to begin? It's been a while, so I would personally appreciate recapping what happened last time, because it's been a little while. Does anyone want to start with what they remember happened to like them and their character, potentially?
I'll go ahead and start because the game started with Emmeline.
Sure.
So Emmeline tried to recruit Marielle to her spying endeavors, and Marielle said, hey, let's escape off to this beautiful lake. I love you. And Emmeline was like, well, good for you. Hey, though, this work offer, can we keep it to business? And that was not super well received.
Shockingly.
So yeah, then Emmeline managed to get Marielle to at least think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But she still has to meet her. I forget exactly when they agreed upon. Maybe like later that day or the next day or something. To see if Marielle wants to do that.
I think you
Emily,
said you would meet
yeah.
her after the trial was done.
Yeah, that sounds right. Because I remember not wanting to risk being caught. So I was trying to plan around the events of the festival.
Yeah, and that landed you a nice little consequence token because
Yes.
you failed that roll.
Mm-hmm.
Something to do with like guilty. You're feeling guilty about
Yeah,
that conversation.
I have guilt for rejecting Marielle's statement of love and walking away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would too.
But at least she doesn't hate you.
Mm-hmm. That's true, but we're working on it though.
Give it time.
The voice just does not like you.
Yeah.
No, they fucking don't.
Yeah. Cool.
So that's how the game started.
And then next we jumped to Belladonna and Katerina facing off.
Yep.
In front of the other.
I mean, you tried
I tried
valiantly.
very valiantly. If we take a little look at the remaining fate points of everybody, I am with the amount of effort I put in to get my way. And so Belladonna was trying to convince Piotr to come with her and to convince him that Katerina was not good for him and that she's really a wolf and all of that. None of that worked.
No.
He wasn't a fan. He freaked out. He went off with Katerina. And then Belladonna turned her attention to the trial and what was happening. So she went to Aaron, the barkeep, in the Brightwoods, and asked about the trial and who was in favor to win. And the barkeep had said that I think it was right. Agapanthus is in favor to win, right?
No,
Who was it?
Agapanthus is your brother.
Oh, Agapanthus is my brother. Sorry, who's my daughter?
Her like human name is Axness.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
So she's in favor to win.
Yeah.
Great. I think that's where we left off with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
One note is that Katerina convinced Piotr that Belladonna had cursed her and that this was all her fault,
Yeah.
which I think is an important detail. Sorry.
Yeah. What do we? I'm just looking through the roll right now. What did I write? I wrote down that you appreciated your attempt to save him.
Yeah, because so Belladonna tried to like freeze him so that she and Katerina could just have a talk about this, and Katerina jumped in the way instead, and was frozen. And then Piotr was not very receptive to Belladonna trying to convince him instead. And then once Katerina broke free and was turned into a wolf, there was this thing where she turned into a wolf because Belladonna used magic on her, and so Piotr was convinced that Belladonna had done this to Katerina.
Yeah, it just was a bad day for her all around.
Yeah, it just
You know.
Yeah.
could have gone better.
It was a bunch of spell casting that just went like horribly wrong for Belladonna. Yeah. Yeah, so that's where we left things off there. And then Qatar, you had a very interesting episode last we saw him.
Yeah. I don't remember where we began, but I remember going to the Feywild
Yeah.
and having a fight with Florian.
It was so good.
It was a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
Florian let me win. There was all rustly trees and animeness. And I ended up telling Florian that I needed powers to win this trial. And then that I would probably be bringing back Belladonna, not Belladonna, Nox's character,
Emmeline, yeah.
Emmeline, to train to become a swordmaster. Because why not?
Yeah. It's funny. I feel like after the episode and I went back and looked at it, we had gotten some of the terms of your battle like mixed up. And I think what it was is that if you won, Florian would just give you the gift. But if you lost, you would have to bring Emmeline. But
I decided to do it anyways.
We're just gonna do it anyway. But you got the gift. You got the breath of the core, I think is what we called it down here.
It's a possible benefit for Florian because reasons.
Yeah. Well, you think Emmeline is like this like fey blessed knight from that like failed roll from like the very first episode too. So you're like you've
some sort of hint
overestimated
of destiny.
Yeah. Which I love, and we'll see if it actually pans out. And then so what happened was that you came back and it was the opening night ceremony and the Thorns were presenting their knights, and then Rosamunda, the elder of the Brightwoods, sort of stood up and proclaimed to the people that she was revisiting this old law or this old tradition that had been forgotten, where the Brightwoods could also offer up a champion. And then Qatar tried to what did you do? Like jump on, like you did some like trick that you were wanting to like impress everyone.
I like jumped on the stage, said something.
It was a failed.
Said
it was
huzzah,
like,
and then
it was like two
like
failed
old man and a
charisma rolls.
dog were like, yeah.
Yeah.
There's the old man and the dog.
No one was impressed. And once again, our Thorn of the Glasslands was not happy. Was not happy.
Captain Douchebag.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, and Emmeline wasn't too happy about it either.
Right.
But the Thorn had some rather concerning requests on how to deal with Qatar
Right.
that he posed to Emmeline.
All right. Should we get going? Let's get cracking.
Yes.
Cool. So it is the next day, and I just want to look at. Is there anyone that has a goal that they want to pursue, sort of in the morning leading up to this trial?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey,
Sorta.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, do you want us to review our goals?
Yes, that would be great. Let's do that really quickly. Let's start with Qatar.
Okay. My goals are: I must become the best sword master. I will convince the Bright Woods that I am their champion.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean to leave everyone behind. I must convince my family that the path I've chosen is the right one. And I made a pact with Rosa. If it is safe, I must destroy the barrier between the Ringwood and the mundane world.
Cool. Next, we've got Emmeline.
So I added 2 goals,
Cool.
which I had mentioned to you, Joel, but I know it's been a while.
Yeah.
So my goals are: I must prove that I'm still a reliable knight of the Glasslands. I will stop the incursions from the Ringwood. I must mend my relationship with Marielle. I will convince her to help me with the incursions on the Glasslands. And the 2 new ones are: I must appease the desires of my Thorn Lord Xander. I will find Qatar and find out his true motivation for joining the trial. And by entering himself into the trial, Qatar has insulted the honor of the Knight Order. I will prevent him from being chosen as the winner.
Cool.
No.
Next, we've got Belladonna.
So mine are: the Thorn of Rampion has taken my child away from me. I shall lure my child into the eye so they can be with me forever. And the Rose wants me to bring Pyotr to them. I will infiltrate the festival and get him to fall in love with me. So far,
That's not been going great.
Do you still want to pursue that?
Yes.
Like the second half of that? Like, do you want to keep that tactic of getting him to fall in love with you still?
No.
Do you want to rewrite it a little bit?
I do want to pursue that.
Yeah.
But I also want to add a goal with regards to Qatar, because having Qatar be a new champion is a shock to even Belladonna. So she has to make sure that he doesn't win either.
Right.
That sort of goes in with the first one. But I'm gonna put that in later.
Okay. And last but not least, Katarina.
My goals are: Pyotr will be mine. I will keep him to myself. My curse haunts me to this day. I will convince Emmeline to escort me to the Ringwood. And I shouldn't have fed in front of Emmeline. I will convince her that I am just a normal girl.
Of course.
Are those from the beginning of the game?
No, the second one is the second one is new. The first and the third.
When did you feed in front of me, or is it just like a thing we're making up?
I started with that. That was a
Okay.
That was a before the game.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was a thing where Katarina thinks that you might know, but
Right. I remember. Yeah.
yeah. Cool. Sorry, who was it that said that they wanted to? Was it you, Dylan?
That what?
That you wanted to do something?
Yes,
Sorry?
yeah. My that second goal seems like a thing I probably want to do before the trial.
Yeah. Okay, so can we actually? This is good. So I think the night before. So you've run off with Pyotr.
Yes.
Where do you go together?
I think we go to my hut.
Okay.
Is that what? Is it a hut or a hovel? I don't remember which word it is, but
Like
it's
a
not
little tiny
nice.
house. Yeah, a hut.
Yeah.
It was a hut.
Yeah. So we go to my hut, where I mean I'm a wolf the whole night.
Yeah.
So until sunrise, basically. Um, but what Katarina would like to do is just sort of like, I mean, she's not going to talk to him because she's
Yeah.
a wolf and not a person.
Mhm.
But she will listen. And so I think she's gonna, or I'm gonna do my best to just like be comforting and attentive that night while Pyotr is likely freaking out a little bit.
Yeah. I almost feel like he would take you back to his mother's place to show her what's happened to you. Because that was part of.
Katarina would be resistant to that.
Do you want to resolve rolls against each other and see what happens? You don't have to go, but he's going to go back to his mother's whether you go with him or not.
Right.
I think he would.
Yeah, no, I want him to come with me. And I don't trust his mom.
Okay. Yeah, because he knows who Belladonna is, and Belladonna interacts with his mother regularly. So this is a thing.
Right. So allow me to advocate for myself
Sure.
in a slightly annoying way for a moment.
Go for it.
So if his mom interacts with Belladonna and he thinks Belladonna cursed me,
Yeah.
would he would he be that trusting, or would he be feeling kind of like not sure what he's supposed to believe right now?
I think he.
Because if there is any amount of doubt there, that's what Katarina's going to want to like prey on.
Yeah.
She's going to want to like imply that like she doesn't feel safe, like she's going to slink away toward her place and like be all sympathetic dog eyes at him.
Right. So you want him to feel like guilty or like bad for you, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. There is a skill for that, actually.
So this sounds like resolve?
It doesn't sound like resolve. If you wanted to feel bad for you, it's actually bother, because you want to make him feel upset.
Oh Jesus! I don't even have that.
Yeah. So I mean, you can try. Do you want to give it a shot?
How many fate points do I want to spend on this one roll? Is the question.
A lot.
Kinda, yeah. So it's been a while. Remind me, if I spend a fate point on a roll, what can I get out of that without a stunt?
You either add a +1, like if you're spending it before you roll, you'll get a +1 on your roll. If you spend it after your roll, then you would get to re-roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I would be rolling bother against his resolve?
Yeah.
That's never gonna happen because he's got like a 7.
Oh, it's not that high, but it is high.
Well, I have a 0. I have no
he could
bother.
bonus.
Can I?
His resolve is a 4.
Could I, instead of like being sympathetic, could I just like, instead of being like, oh, I'm a hurt dog, could I be the like, I don't trust that. That way is danger. That work instead. And like be more insistent and pushy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of, because you want to. All right. Yeah. So do you just want to roll your resolve then?
I would like to roll resolve if that's doable.
Okay.
And I am gonna spend 2 fate points here to give myself +2.
I think the failure here will be. So you want him? What do you want from him exactly?
I want him to come back to my place and not go to his mother.
Okay. How are you being pushy exactly? Because you can't communicate with him. So what does this look like? You're
I
walking.
think
You're
well,
running back. You guys were running through the woods, away from
right.
Belladonna.
We're running through the woods, and I think we get back into town, and he starts to head off toward his home.
Hmm.
And I stop, and I'm going to bark and growl a bit, like no, that's dangerous. And I want to use a fate point to invoke Still a Wolf
Okay.
for that. And then I want to invoke a fate point for Created by Magic,
Okay.
and sort of like project this aura of I know more about what's going on than he does, and my path is the safe path.
Okay. I think the failure condition is basically the opposite of that.
Yeah.
I think he'll actually be put off by your barking and then start thinking like, oh wait, is she actually just like a wolf?
Yeah.
And like get freaked out and like head to his mom's place without you.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, ready to roll? Let's.
Yeah, let me spend my fate points. There we go. And press resolve. Modifier is +2. I just put 2, right? Not +2.
Yeah, you just hit 2.
Okay. And then submit. Difficulty is we will see.
Yeah, ready?
Oh boy. Okay. To convince Piotr that my path is the safe one. Crap. Okay. Do I want to re-roll this?
Do you have another aspect that's applicable? I'm just looking.
I have desperate for acceptance.
Oh, did you add that in?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that could work.
Yeah.
Like I'm on my last, like this is my last gambit here. This is
Yeah.
make or break for Katarina.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, I'm down to 1 fate point. I'm gonna re-roll resolve. That's 2. Oh god. This is gonna be a disaster.
I kind of want you to get it.
Of course you don't. This is the first time I haven't succeeded on a roll.
Amir, I didn't actually hear what you said. This.
I don't.
Yeah.
Come on, Noemis. Fuck.
Uh,
Nope.
yeah.
I'm
So,
Well, I guess I'm going to be having to take a different track then.
yeah, so Piotr like hears you barking, and I think maybe your magicalness. There's sort of this aura that like emanates from you that's like almost frightening to him. And yeah, he has that thought where he's just like, oh my god, like, have I just been running with a wolf through the woods? Like, is she even Katarina still? And he just like hesitates for a moment, and then he makes a break for it.
Yeah, this is about to get real fucked up because I'm going to try and knock him out.
Ah! Okay. That's gonna be. Are you just gonna chase him down?
Yeah, I'm going to chase him down and use my big wolfiness to just drag him back with me. So I think that's melee?
Well, it melee is only happens if both people want to fight. If he's running away from you, it's a chase contest that we could do if you want to do a chase.
Okay. Let me
Um,
take a look at this.
This is all so exciting.
we could do a chase. Do you want to do a chase scene?
Okay. Yeah, no,
Let's do
for
it.
sure. She is desperate. She's backed into a corner. This is it for her.
Okay. So the way that this works is very similar to the way that DC and I did the like duel.
Mhm.
I gotta open up the thingy a little bit here. One sec. Let me just open up my rules. So basically, how it's going to work is that you're going to be rolling opposed fitness rolls because you're just running. And I'm going to
God,
say,
I hope he's a weak noble.
let me see here. Fate of the Woods.
Losers of the roll can take a consequence, otherwise the winner changes the distance between them.
Yeah.
If the runner wins a roll, they can spend shifts of success to become out of sight instead of changing distance. Out of sight. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, how this works is you'll both run. I'll say that you're starting at a close distance to start. He's not that far from you at the moment. You're both going to roll fitness. The loser of the test, whoever fails, can take a consequence. Otherwise, the winner changes the distance between the two of you. Yeah, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
So maybe I'll write down a little note saying your distance currently. I'll just write it here in the scene aspects area. Okay, so you're starting at a close distance. And okay, ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he sees that. So how does this start exactly? He goes to like run, and then maybe he hears the sort of patting of your feet following.
Yeah, no, he starts to run and I immediately just jump at him.
And then he lets out like a small like yelp when he realizes that he's now being chased by this wolf. Yeah.
Yeah. Holy fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
He has a +3 in fitness? What does he do? Lift trees all day? Jesus. Okay.
Let's just stop here and say Piotr is winning this thing.
Mm-hmm. He's beating all of us.
Yeah.
He's going to enter the trial. He's going to beat Emily. He's going to beat Guitar.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Then he's going to turn into a werewolf.
Piotr is not.
Piotr's gonna win the trial. He's just gonna enter the trial. He's gonna win.
It's like
Fuck.
Okay.
3 zeros. Ouch. Okay.
You can take a consequence if you don't want to
Yeah.
fail this.
Yes.
So what happens? So you're running. He takes off. I'm gonna say there's like a well, and instead of like running around it, because it's like there's like a stand, and he like leaps over this well to like get away from you, and hopefully put like a barrier between the two of you. And I think maybe what happens is that you're running and I don't know. What exactly?
I think I leapt after him and he, jumped this well.
Yeah.
And I like caught onto the edge of the well and like had to move around it. But the consequence I would like to take is seeing red.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Does that work? Would this be a mild consequence or moderate or what?
So you lost by 3.
Lost by 3.
So it'll be a moderate consequence.
Ooh, I'm feeling real violent right now, I guess.
Yeah, that's a serious thing. Okay, I'm gonna give you a token.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is rough stuff. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do we roll again?
Yes. And I have to change his positioning because he succeeded. So, the runner succeeds a movement roll. They may spend shifts of success to become out of sight instead of widening the distance. Okay, so he can only widen it. He can't. So he can only move to long distance now.
Well, except that I took a consequence.
Oh, right. So you're still the exact same distance. Yeah. So you keep up, but now you're pissed.
Yes.
Let's roll again.
Oh boy.
And I think what do you make like some kind of growl or something in frustration?
Yeah, I think I snarl and like my saliva is dripping out of my maw as I charge down
So hot.
at him.
Okay. Here we
I can't
go.
believe Piotr picked Katarina over Belladonna.
Both of you are terrifying. Hey, you might actually catch up to him this time.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Are you fucking for real? I'm
Oh,
gonna spend my last fate point to re-roll that.
Okay.
Okay. Piotr's killing it. I'm my best life
Oh my
right now.
god.
Difficulty 2. There we go.
Love me. Okay, so you close the distance to reach. You know what, though? I think I'm gonna get him to take a consequence.
You monster.
Yeah.
What happens to him?
What's the difference between the two? 2, so he takes a mild consequence.
Yeah.
So you don't catch up to him, because he, what does he do? Maybe it's like a mental consequence as well. I'm gonna say he's panicky.
Get that burst of adrenaline.
Yeah. But like panically in a way that he's not gonna make good decisions, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give him a consequence token as well, which technically you could compel him if you want to just win this thing.
I kind of would like to do
or
that.
or, or complicate things more.
Would I need a fate point for that? Because I'm out.
No, because
Or I get a free compel, right?
yeah, there's a free compel from that.
I would like to compel him to make a bad decision in deciding where to go and corner himself.
Okay. Yeah, which will get you into reach range. So yeah, we'll skip the roll for this one and basically just make this more difficult for him. Yeah, so he freaks out. He's not thinking clearly anymore. Like, Mom's house is that way, and he goes this way for some reason because he's just panicked and scrambles around a corner into an alleyway that he like forgot that this is like a dead end, and finds himself in this alley. And you are within reach. I almost... So you wanted to knock him out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let you... So what happens is when you get into reach range, the person that is chasing can roll melee or brawn to basically subdue the person. So that's what you're going to be doing, and he's going to be trying to deke around you with the fitness roll. I might just use your consequence token to power up his roll, but not actually give you a complication, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like give him a free +1.
Yeah.
To his roll. Because you're so angry. And so what do you want from this? You want to knock him out, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. The failure condition is going to be that you are so riled up that you attack him too viciously.
Yeah. Well, so to clarify, I want to knock him out because it's hard for a wolf to knock a person out.
Yeah.
Except when that wolf can drain people's life from them.
Right.
By touching them. So Katarina's going to try to just drain enough that he falls unconscious. And hopefully that's it.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, and if you fail, that like feeding need will take over you because you're like just seeing red right now. And yeah, I think you might kill him.
Yeah, I think there's a strong chance of that.
Yeah. That's just what I'm going to say it is. If you fail the roll, you will kill him.
Okay, are people watching this? This
So, Here we go. I'm using that consequence token.
Okay. Watch him roll all pluses.
Right.
I like that if he succeeds, he dies.
Yeah. Basically. I think, well, because he's cornered too, so he might try to fight back, and that's where it gets messy.
Yeah. If only I still had a fate point to get my +2 to melee from my stunt.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Hurry up and roll the dice, damn it!
Okay.
He rolled a 1.
Oh. Really? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you rolled
All
really
right.
poorly.
It's okay. If I roll all minuses, he still dies.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
It's a tie. So ties are tricky. Ties are technically a fail in this game, except like if there's like a slight concession.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that could be between knocking him unconscious and killing him.
Could it be that he's seriously wounded?
Yeah,
Like if he's not tended to... Like, he's not waking up in the morning like I had intended. He's
you're not
like
gonna
in
get
a
what you
coma.
wanted. Yeah, you're gonna knock him out. Yeah, that's what that means. So you leap onto him, and how do you feed off of him?
I think yeah, so I jump on him and like pin him to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just reach down with my big wolfy head as he's trying to struggle away, and I like carefully place my jaw around his throat, and we can see like wispy energy being drawn from him as he goes pale and limp. And he stops struggling, I think, a couple seconds before I stop draining him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like shake and step back, and like my tail goes between my legs and my ears drop down, and I like nudge him carefully.
Yeah, he doesn't move.
And I look around fearfully, and then I snarl, and I like grab the back of his shirt, and I just begin dragging him back to my home. Or actually, no, I want to drag him into the woods.
Oh my god. Okay. I think I want to, because you inflicted a violence, I want to make you do one last roll. You need to be subtle about this, because even though it's evening, there are still people around in town. So yeah, I'm gonna get you to roll subtlety.
Mm-hmm.
To carefully and sneakily get him out of here.
Okay. I have nothing to spend on this. What's my difficulty?
I'm gonna say it's like a 2. Because because people are like already, there's still the evening and it's the festival and everything. So people are busy elsewhere.
Yeah, most people are over listening to Qatar be a total badass.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is what's happening meanwhile. So yeah, I'll say it's a 2. Actually, no, a 3. Yeah, it'll be a 3.
Okay. That's fine. That's great. Okay, 3. Intention. For fuck's sake. All right.
So you hear a man's voice say, "A wolf! A wolf has entered the town!" And then you see like, from the corner of your eye, like there's a...
I always tell everybody that it's
Hello.
Hi! That's what they say. This conversation. I was always telling him that. Yeah, no. So you hear a wolf, a wolf, and then there you see another two men sort of join up with him, and
I snarl at them.
oh my god. And then one of them says, "Quick, someone find a guard." So they're gonna call the guards.
Okay.
To come chase you out of town, and they see. Oh, and then obviously one of them spots who you're holding. And says,
Right.
It's the elder son, and so that like emboldens them, and they take a couple steps towards you, and they start like one of them gets like picks up like a piece of metal or something, and starts like hitting it to like scare you off. And
So the question is, do I want to murder them or run away?
yeah.
God. Oh, that's tough. That's tough, but honestly, my melee skill is better than either fitness or subtlety. So, Mama's hungry. I'm just gonna try and tear them to shreds.
Cool. All right. I won't make this a battle. I will make this a very quick one roll thingy.
All right.
The difficulty for this, because it's like a couple people, is a 4.
Jesus. Whew. Okay.
If you fail, you want to kill them?
Yeah.
Okay, so the way that this works in this game is that it's like an equal consequence for like an equal
Oh shit.
desire. You could take a consequence is the thing if you do fail this instead of dying basically, but technically
I can become hurt instead.
The equal reaction would be that they kill you unless you take a consequence.
All right, I'm here for it.
Okay. Yeah, so it's just it's a 4.
All right. My mad rolls tonight. Yep.
Okay, so I'm guessing you're gonna take a severe consequence, right? Instead of dying.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So they descend on you, and I think it's not that you're bad at this because you're a wolf. It's that
I think there's just too many of them.
More arrive. And one of those guards arrives, and they actually come up behind you, and they've got like a baton, and they just like clunk you on the head, and they all sort of descend on you. Yeah. So I think your severe consequence would be like a severe concussion. That's what you get out of this.
Okay.
And I think the scene goes like,
Yeah.
the baton comes down and crack, and then the scene goes black. We'll find Katarina later on. Good scene. Yeah. Sorry.
Not your fault. Blame the dice.
No. Who's next? I say ominously.
Let me just say, I could have watched this for 3 hours. That would easy.
I'm really interested to see what comes of this for Katarina.
Nothing good.
Yeah, it's gonna be tricky. Yeah. So should we skip to the morning now, like before the trial, or is there anyone want to do anything before the trial? In the morning.
Before the day of the trial, I definitely want to seek Qatar out.
Okay.
I actually have a question.
Yep.
Piotr's mom.
Yes.
She's the one who brought Qatar up as a champion?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I do want to do something before the morning.
Okay. Do you?
But like, I want to go to her and talk to her about that.
Do you think it's a thing that needs to happen before Emmeline does her thing, or does it really matter?
No. They can go first.
Okay, let's do this. So I guess the question is, there's no role for this because you're both players. Does Emmeline find you? DC, or does she have to roll to find you?
No, that's fine. You can find me.
Okay, let's just do a scene between the two of you. Okay, so I think, when do you go look for him? Do you do it immediately after the opening ceremony? Do you wait till the next morning?
I think I wait for where Qatar made his, grand gestures. I think I wait for that scene to die down a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I go seek him out. So I guess it's probably in the later hours of the night at this point.
Yeah. Qatar, where do you head back to after this sort of opening ceremony reveal that you've done?
The nearest tavern,
Okay.
wherever like the festivities are being held, because I have to sway some people.
Let's put it at the Aaron's Tavern, which I can't. Oh, Bumbles? No, what did we call it? Coleman something. I can't remember. Yeah, the tavern that I do not remember the name of. Yeah. Okay. So the next scene opens.
Give me 1.2 seconds.
Yeah.
Well,
I want to try and find the name of this tavern. I think it's on my laptop, and that's why I can't find it right now.
Isn't it like the Honeycomb or something like that?
There's an inn called the Honeysuckle, so we decided to name it something different than that, so that
Oh, okay.
yeah. But
The bouquet.
It's something to do with bees. I just can't remember what it was.
The drunk bee.
The drunk bee. Can we just call it that? Yeah. Cool. Maybe the bumbling drunk.
The bumbling bee.
Yeah, okay. The bumbling bee. So we open the scene in the bumbling bee. A lot of the townsfolk have actually returned here after the opening ceremony, so it's kind of busy for Erin. She's got her hands full. I think she has like another server that's also tending the bar and taking drinks out to people like flustered, and she's running around serving people, and Erin is like kind of trying to keep a cool head. Qatar, where are you? Here in the tavern. Are you at the bar? Are you alone at a table? Are people talking to you? Are you talking to people?
I'm probably trying to regale them with stories of sword mastery, which is not something that Qatar is probably good at. But this is what people do in taverns, so...
Yeah. And I think the people here in the Brightwoods are pacifists for the most part. So I think you're getting some like testy comments back. Like, I'm trying to think of what they say. I think you're talking to one particularly drunk guy, and he's like slurring his words. He's like, "How could you betray our people?"
Betray? I protect you.
And he gives you this like this squinty glare. How do you do that?
Have monsters run into this town, killing you, your family, your businesses, burn down your home establishments, any of that sort?
And he like doubles over on himself a little bit. We don't need your kind here, Qatar. We don't need swords. We don't need you to fight off monsters for us.
If I stop, you'd be dead. So you're welcome. And then Qatar drinks whatever the hell he's drinking.
And he mutters and gets up from the table. Emmeline, I'm guessing you enter the tavern at this point, and you see this drunken man stumbling away from from Qatar at the table as you enter.
Yeah, and I'm still in like my ceremonial armor from the opening ceremonies. So I imagine I probably would like stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, a whole bunch of heads turn as you enter. And like the tone of conversation slightly changes. Like clearly now everyone's talking about the knight that just walked into the tavern. But no one's coming up to you or anything.
Yeah, and I think I'm pretty accustomed to this sort of treatment at this point. So I just ignore it and I make a beeline for Qatar. And when I get near to you, I slam my hand down on the table and I look you dead in the eyes. And I ask, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Have a good drink with the locals, and then Joe's gonna kick a chair so that its front moves out so that Emmeline can sit if she pleases.
I look at the chair and I just ignore it and I look back up at you. I'm not talking about the drinking.
Oh, I was hoping you'd be talking about the drinking. It's non-alcoholic cider, by the way. I
don't care.
imbibe alcohol. Are you sure? It's very good.
What the hell do you think you're doing entering the trial?
A couple people are definitely like clocking. They're like trying not to be obvious about staring, but they're like, ooh, like gossip. Something's happening. Yeah, so there's a few people standing by the bar watching you, including the drunk guy.
I want to see if I can size up how good of like a swordswoman Emmeline is, like by sight.
Okay.
I'm like, your arms seem strong or something. Like, I don't know. Your stance is good.
I think I probably have just, I don't know if this affects anything, but I think I probably have still sheath that, you know, in the sheath or whatever, like at the side of my hip, the blade of glass that was given to me by the Lord that I now serve.
Do you have anything to hide from DC as he's like sizing you up? Okay, so
Nope.
you see plain as day exactly. So what does he see then when he's sizing you up?
You see somebody that their hands are calloused, and even beneath the she wears like plate armor, so even beneath like the cloth like covering the clothing underneath the armor itself, there's still like she's standing there with her arms crossed and you can see like muscled biceps and all that kind of stuff. She seems like a fit individual that has probably knows her way around a sword.
Okay. So Qatar goes, not bad.
You
Oh, you had a question. What am I doing? I'm entering the tournament, the trial. Is this alcoholic? I'm not sure.
Wait, am I drunk?
oh god. Whew, okay. I snap my fingers in front of your face. I'm asking a serious question here. Does it look like I'm joking?
No, but you do look like you have something to get off your chest here.
What do you intend to accomplish by entering the trial? This is my third time asking you the question, and all you're doing is bumbling. You're like the freaking namesake of the tavern.
The stumbling bee. Yes.
That's the one.
I have the same goal as you. to find the rose. I thought that you'd be more friendly about it. That is your sworn duty to the land and its people and the kingdom.
You're right. It is a sworn duty. It is not one that's up for grabs by anyone that takes a sudden interest when they feel bored or they feel like they need validation.
How dare you say bored?
And
instead of yelling at me in this place of jovial sharing, why don't we talk about this sworn goal of yours? Your love, the one that you sworn fealty to. You may not have any other but the rose. It's very intense.
I just put my head in my hands.
Well, you just keep deflecting.
I put my hand on the table and I lean down towards you. And I move closer to your face. I don't know what it is that you're trying to hide or what you're trying to get at. But you're not a knight, and I don't suggest that you speak on things that you don't know anything about. I don't know what your intentions are, but if you get too close to the things that we care about, it will remain to be seen what happens to the things that you care about.
Ah, a classic threat. Well, I walk in and out of the ringwood as I please. Technically, I'm much closer to the thing you love more than anything else. I'm trying to offer an olive branch to assist you in your goal. We have a similar benefit from its collection. Their collection. Not that you would really know. Have you spoken to any Fae? Have they told you anything about your chosen one, god, deity, whatever you believe it to be?
I just stand back up and I look down. No, it's why would I need to talk to Faye?
So you don't know anything about the rose?
That's not what I said.
That sounds like what I heard.
Well, then you need to clean your ears out.
Well, you speak no lies. It has been a time since I've had my last shower. Maybe I'll draw a bath before the competition tomorrow. That way, when you lose and you scream out in such frustration, I'll be able to hear you properly. Or you could assist me, I could assist you, and I could lead you to those who could help you in your goals. Unless that's not really your goal. You don't seem that interested in the rose.
I'm not interested in the help from a nobody. From an outsider. From someone who pretends to know anything about the Order of the Knights and what we do here every 5 years. And that you don't know anything about.
Is am I sitting next to the drunken person who was yelling at me?
He's close by. He's over at the bar, and they're all pretending not to listen.
Is he looking at me?
Yes.
All these motherfuckers
he makes eye
and I
contact.
say-
It gets awkward for a second.
I look at him and I say, "Do you hear how she's talking about you?"
I don't know what you're talking
Very
about.
rude, Rose. Very rude. These are average civilians. Now, if you're talking to sword master, such as myself, and then I'm gonna take my sword and kind of drop it a little heavily on the table. It's words, they mean little. Your blade, Now that speaks volumes.
Well, at least you're finally saying something that makes sense.
A broken clock. It's right twice a day. Can I have another one of these? They're very good.
And the flustered server like hears you, and she like kind of waves at you, and then like goes back to helping whoever she's helping. Like she's acknowledged you, but she's not coming right now.
Okay.
So, Nox, Emily wants to find out Qatar's motivation. Right?
Yeah, I'm doing a great job.
No, there's a way to get to this though.
This SOB.
I know.
Qatar's drunk for the first time in 15 years.
Oh god.
Is there
Also,
any
he's
way...
totally an asshole to Knights. I'm sorry.
So the way that I like to think about these, we could do another contest of persuasion here, and the trick to persuasion is that if there's something that you can offer to Qatar that would get him to give you information, that would be the way to persuade him into sharing some of his secrets, I think. And that doesn't have to even be a thing that, like, it could be a threat. Like, there are so many different tactics you could use to convince him to spill the beans. As long as DC feels like that they're in keeping with something Qatar would feel interested in.
I have what we call in the PBTA business a devil's bargain.
What do you have in mind?
Qatar will take. If Emmeline wins the trial, Qatar won't, basically. So if Emmeline will accept Qatar's help in like helping her win all of the stuff, then yeah. So during the thing, he will just make it as easy as for her as possible to enter the ringwood, to be the winner at the end. If she like tries to lose, then he'll just like turn it up and try and win himself. Either you accept the help to win, or he's not going anywhere.
Ooh. Do you want... So, is this a way of Qatar being like, I'm on to you? I know the way that these knights pretend to want to win. Is that
I think
sort of
as a
what you're
general
saying?
thing, but not like a specific... Like, I don't know the reasoning specifically here, but I know that like knights generally just bow out and let the person who wants to go.
Right.
And I don't think that it's her, so.
What do you want out of this, Nox?
I think I'm going to try to offer... I'm going to try to appeal to whatever reputation earning, notoriety earning motivations that Qatar has for this, and say that if he agrees to drop out of the trial, that I will offer him a place in the Glasslands to help protect against, just whatever may happen.
Did you just threaten Qatar?
No. I know that's what it
Oh my
says.
god.
I already did that.
Yeah, but you doubled down.
So yes, that's my offer. Is basically a place as a sword man to help protect the Glasslands from any potential assaults, and that will give you the fame and notoriety you're seeking by entering the tournament, the trial.
No dice.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take yours either. So.
Oh man.
So do we have reached an impasse we will not cross?
I think so.
I think we're at an
I
impasse.
mean, I'm fine with that.
Unless you like elevate things. But yeah.
I want to fight.
Wait, like right now or the trial?
Oh, right now.
Can we take this back into roleplay and see how this pans out?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
Qatar might even just say, "I would." Right.
I'm feeling punchy tonight.
Qatar's gonna pick up his sword and point the hilt at Emmeline and say, "Come now, why don't we show these fine people what a knight is really made of?"
The tone of the room is like everyone's gone quiet now. When they see the sword drawn.
I look around at all the other people in the tavern, and I look back at you and your sword. First off, I don't have anything to prove to you, nor anyone else in this tavern. I think everyone in the realm is well aware of the capability of the knights, myself included. But it's also extremely selfish and unwise of you to suggest to engage in a sword fight in the middle of a tavern. Is this who you call your sword master? Someone who would put you in harm's way? And I gesture widely at the rest of the tavern occupants.
There are like a couple murmurs and a couple people like nod and a couple other people are like just sort of like skeptical.
This is who you want to represent you at the trial? A drunkard?
The drunk guy goes, no, we didn't ask for this. And he like comes up to you into your face.
So, Qatar's going to turn back to the crowd and say, "Then outside we go!" and stand up and pick up people beside him and see if they start going outside. If inside isn't good enough, then we do it outside.
I think people are frozen because a duel. I think they're like duel to the death. Like what's happening in here? And
No. We listen. And at this point, Emmeline has this big shit-eating grin on her face. There's no need to fight, not in front of these fine people. I think that I can show them I think I can give them a time and treat them in a way that is deserving for these fine people, a way that you've clearly failed. And I saddle up to the bar, and I unbelt my sword, and I place it on top of it, lengthwise, still in the sheath. And because I want it to be on my person, I take out my lute. And I just scoot up on the bar stool, and I just turn around and face the rest of the crowd, and I just start playing a little song.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's killing me. Okay,
This
sorry.
is
Oh my.
This is everything that I've ever wanted.
okay. So here's what we're gonna do.
Joel, rein me in.
Okay. Ideally,
I've gone crazy.
what do you want to happen from playing the lute? Exactly.
I think at this point I'm trying to turn the crowd against Qatar.
Right.
I want them to if Qatar's not going to drop out from the trial, then I at least want to like shame him.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So I'm trying to endear the crowd to me more than Qatar.
I'm just looking at your skills right now.
And I have stunts for my lute playing.
So this is what I think it is.
Okay.
Qatar, what would you prefer the outcome to be with this audience here watching?
That they see Emmeline's actions, because I don't actually expect any of these things to happen. That they see her as cowardly, and that she doesn't want to face me. Not even now, but in the trial.
Ooh. Okay.
That's why he's being so boisterous and out of character.
Okay. So yeah, basically if Emmeline wins, the people will see Qatar as like a loose cannon. And if Qatar wins, they'll see Emmeline as a coward who's backing away.
Man.
Or
Again, fucking high stakes, swear to God.
Yeah, I think this is our first stepping into this sort of like social mechanics of the game too, of like setting up rumors and like reputations of other people.
Oh good.
And I think this is a good one.
Scared.
I don't know if so. I still want to play into the fact that the Brightwoods people inherently aren't interested in violence so much. So I don't know if they would see her as a coward, but they would see her as like
Maybe not serious or
like,
something.
Yeah, like weak-willed or like yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, that didn't work.
And I almost want to use I want to be able to use your musicianship skill, Nox.
Please, I'm dying to use it.
But just based on what you were saying as well, I think you need to use like a Brightbound roll to convince the people.
Which I don't have any.
Yeah. But you can use your musicianship to help. I'm just thinking maybe, so what we can do is sort of like you can roll to create an aspect to help you, hopefully. And then you can see if that powers up your Brightbound skill at all. Does that sound okay?
Say that last part again.
So you're going to roll your musicianship first to create an aspect. Because you're trying to create an advantage by playing your music, right?
Okay.
And then I'll get you to roll Brightbound against each other after that.
Do I need to come up with... Is it like a new aspect like the other ones that we made at the beginning of the game?
Yeah.
Like a new permanent aspect? Or is it just for this scene?
Well, how big do you want the aspect to be?
Will it be like a new permanent aspect I have? Or is it just for this scene?
The permanence is up to you. The only thing is if you fail the roll, then you have a permanently bad aspect from your lute playing.
Okay.
So it's up to you. If you just want it to be just for this scene, then yeah, you can do that too.
Do I have to decide in advance, or can I wait to see what the result?
You have to decide in advance.
Okay. Well, throw caution to the wind, I guess. Let's make a new aspect.
Okay.
Do I need to? Okay, so. Oh man. Well, how does this work? Like, how do I know if it's succeeded or not?
I'm gonna set a difficulty for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The only thing is, what do you want that aspect to be then? Because your
I
role
want,
to convince them is your Brightbound role, so this is just sort of like the setup. So it's like you're
yeah.
trying to create ambiance, so you're like, what is the song doing to the scene?
I think I think it's I think it's something like I'm just gonna try and talk this through. I think it's something like Emmeline's able to draw on her time spent in like the art galleries and things, and the music halls back at the kingdom. Um, and she's not like a horrible singer. She's got like just an average voice.
Yep,
um,
it's a plus one.
but she can sing these sort of like folksy kind of tunes about tales of valor or local fables. Um, uh, yeah. So I don't know how that what that translates to.
Um, I almost feel like it's your way of reminding people that it's interesting because you're playing into the personality of the Brightwoods by like whipping out an instrument in the middle of
Mhm.
this conversation, and sort of showing that you are composed. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
plus the Knights have a reputation that follows them around too. Like they have fan clubs and shit.
yeah. I think the aspect could be something uh, like a thoughtful, like create some kind of reputation. If it's going to be permanent, then there's like a permanent sort of like reputation that's going to cling to you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you could create a reputation that you are, yeah, like a thoughtful artist. That there's this other side to you.
The sensitive knight or something.
Yeah.
It's a lie. Um. Okay.
Because the knights generally don't have that reputation too. In the Brightwoods, they're seen as like. Yeah.
Okay, so one of my aspects, the tale that was written for it,
Mhm.
is I've been known as the Lily of the Valley. What if I actually call this aspect the Lily of the Valley? And that feeds back into my reputation.
Right. Yeah, and we can say that's like you're being known as like the sensitive, sweet
I've
and
somehow
sensitive
earned this
knight.
reputation.
Yeah. Sure. Let's do that.
Okay. God, I hope this works out.
Me too.
I hope it doesn't.
I want to use it to spoon the pants right off Mariel.
It can be tricky
Oh.
Point.
because it is a group of people. I don't know if it's
Until I
gonna
gotta
work.
get fucked by this.
Difficulty 10.
Shut up.
Wow. Get dirty, y'all.
I'm
so scared. My musicianship isn't that good.
Yeah.
Just average.
Guitar believes in you.
Uh-huh.
Depends. How do we want to start this? I mean, technically, a small crowd is a 5.
Oh my fucking god.
And this is a pretty big one, so
You know, I don't think that Joel needs any backseat DM. Just putting that out there.
Nox is gonna beat me up after the stream, y'all.
After this
On
stream,
fire, style.
I might downgrade all of the group sizes by one roll, but I won't do it for this because I already did
Oh,
it with
what the
Dylan.
fuck?
Well, I already did it for Dylan as before, so I'm gonna keep it the way it is for this episode. But I feel like
I
it's a
see how
little,
it is.
it's kind of difficult.
All right, well, one of my strings like snapped or something.
Though you know what, you do have fate points too, don't you? I don't think it's worth spending them
yeah,
on this.
I gotta
Yeah,
poop
one or
one.
two.
Don't spend fate points on creating an aspect. It's not worth it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a small crowd in here, so it is a 5.
Oh my god. There's no way on God's green earth this is gonna work.
Yeah.
I do have my stunt. Does that help at all?
You'd be able to re-roll if you fail.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But I'm gonna roll for them too, so
Are you gonna do that now?
yeah.
Come on, Piotr's luck.
Oh, damn.
Piotr's people.
The power of Piotr.
Nope, that didn't work. How does this happen again? It's been a while.
The power of
Or-
Piotr compels you.
DF?
Mhm.
Is it DF?
Yes, because it's 4 dice of fate type.
Fudge dice or whatever.
Sorry.
Ah,
Fudge.
Joel.
Sorry.
Joel, I wish I knew your middle name.
How dare you?
Yeah, good luck.
Joel's grounded.
Joel, I always knew. You've been on my side since day one.
Difficulty, motherfucking 7. Good God. There's nothing I can do to like buff this or anything. Can I buff the creation of an aspect with another aspect?
I think so. Maybe this is part of the thing too in the future. If you're gonna like go for like permanent reputation things, is to like spend a couple scenes creating other aspects that you can like draw on to help you when you make a big move like this, for like future consideration.
Well, I do have Pursues the Romantic, just putting that out there.
That's true. Yeah, you get a fate point for doing this for sure.
Romantic in here. I'm feeling the love from that really drunk guy.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Does that mean I get to use that then?
I still don't think it's worth spending a fate point to create an aspect, because all of aspect creates for you is like a free fate point. So
Yeah, but I have 4 fate points though, so I'm not super worried about that.
okay, sure.
So if I can use it, then that will give me modifier of 2.
Yeah.
Oh God, here we go.
If you agree to my bargain, I'll tell you what kind of music they like.
Okay.
Yeah.
That hurt. That hurt.
Gotta think about what the negative version of this is.
Tonight's just kind of a low roll night.
Then that's
Yeah.
like every night for me. So that's all my nights.
But
Okay, so you were trying to create a permanent like reputation.
What does this mean for me?
You can always like undo it later with some more rolls and scenes and stuff. I don't. Maybe it's just the vibe, but the people don't think you're singing very well.
Oh, no.
Just like, what should it be? I'm not sure what to call it.
What do you mean?
The aspect. I'm just creating the aspect right now.
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's bad now?
You know what?
Call it the frog.
I think it's just the wrong place to do it. And I think you weren't reading the room very well, and so it was a tone deaf performance.
Oh, man.
maybe she has a reputation for being out of touch. Then
Yeah.
Oh.
is that with 2 free invokes?
Yeah, because she failed really badly.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're not up to date with the memes.
All right, let's
hello, fellow children.
let's roll your Brightbound skills against each other. and I'm going to use, well, both of these against it. So you'll have a -2, Nox.
I hate this game.
What aspects? What aspects there be?
What aspects are we in these here seas?
I don't have any good aspects for this, so yeah, I'm just gonna do it.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna use a fate point to get +1.
Okay.
Oh.
From what aspect?
Oh, I need an aspect to use a fate point.
Yeah.
Oh, then
Like how
I
are
don't
you,
have any.
how are you convincing the people?
I have nothing.
Hey, I could have re-rolled, right?
Yeah, you can re-roll actually. That's right.
I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna use. Can I use the same aspect, or does it matter? Can I
No,
use
you
the
get a
same
free re-roll from your stunt, and yeah, you can
for
keep.
the whole thing?
Yeah. You re-roll
Okay.
exactly what you just did.
All right, well, I have literally nothing to lose, so might as well.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a free re-roll.
Come on.
Got a bad feeling about this.
You made it
It's gonna
get
be
worse.
It's gonna be a 4. Hold it.
Well, it wasn't gonna beat it, but at least it's a little better.
It's better, but it still actually doesn't make the result any better.
Okay.
Yeah, because failure of style is just a difference of 2, right?
It's difference of 3. So if you had gotten a 5, it would have made it slightly better.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah. Okay.
These,
It was worth it.
Let's get you two to roll your bright brown skills against each other to convince these people what's up.
So difficulty 0.
Yeah.
Hot, Brights, join me and my legion.
what?
Do
I
You're
think
starting an army?
I think what was happening is that you're going to convince them that she is like weak-willed. Was what we talked about before, right? And for Nox, you're convincing them that he is like a loose cannon.
I get nothing. I have no buffs for it.
You're a loose cannon detective.
Wow, I rolled a 1.
Ooh.
Us.
Come on, Nox, you got this.
So I don't actually have bright bounds.
Never mind.
And you have a -2 from your
Wait, how did I roll?
from your performance. Did you push? Oh no, you didn't. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Is your bright bound 1, DC?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel like that makes sense.
So if I don't have bright bound, how does that work?
You just do it in your 0. Under
Okay.
0.
So I don't have a modifier to this.
You have a -2 modifier.
Oh, I do. Fuck. Is it because that stupid thing?
Yeah, because of the song.
Damn it!
Well,
I
if you
didn't realize.
roll all pluses.
I didn't realize that's what was gonna happen. Jeez Louise. Come on, you stupid thing. Difficulty. My difficulty's 1, I guess? Or is
Yep.
it 0? 1, 'cause-
Difficulty
'Cause it's
is
against
1
Qatar.
because it's against Qatar.
yeah.
Come on, mama.
Ooh.
Why is it showing me nothing? It's
Yeah,
just
what's
the
happening?
box.
What
Don't do this,
happened?
roll 20!
Yeah, I think you might have to roll
It's-
again because that's weird.
Probably. Do you have nothing like written in on the +0 spot?
It's the green rectangle for me.
Yeah, same. Hold on. Let me just ASDF submit. Yeah, so the +0s aren't working.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's something in the roll template, the way it's coded
I
into the sheet
think
doesn't work.
maybe the first 2 were working, but it looks like maybe after that they're not working.
I just tried it on the first one.
Oh, really?
But
'Cause
it's just
Nox-
4DF, right?
Nox has used her trickery before, so I don't know why
Hmm.
it's not working now.
Okay,
Oh,
that was my first one.
nice.
That's the first slot.
Weird.
So I can just use that because
Well,
it's 0. I mean, well, I guess I could just use that. Whatever.
He's at his -2, not +2.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so I'll use that first slot. I'll just add the modifier, and we all know what it's for.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because nothing is actually typed in the.
There's just something written in,
Yeah.
maybe.
I don't know. Okay.
Oh yeah, that does it.
Yeah.
Let's try this again. Oh man.
Yeah. So I think what happens is the people in the bar hear the things that you've been. Well, you start playing music in the middle of this conversation, and they're like, I think some of them start laughing.
Oh no, Amir, stop it! Don't give Joel inspiration.
Can I say something to get them on my side here?
Yeah.
That's not a sword.
And a couple of them giggle.
Giggle with me.
The giggle master.
Do you say anything else, Qatar?
No, but I actually am interested in what's about to happen. So,
well, I think unless something else happens, people are kind of deflated by this conversation. Like they're just like, this is really weird. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to remember what you guys said before this roll to each other, like before we got into deciding how to do this music thing.
it was heated.
Mm-hmm. I was saying, do you want a person like this to represent you? He's drunk and he just wants to have a duel inside of a tavern.
Can I use this opportunity to sway them to my side?
Yeah.
Can I just get the hell out of here?
Yeah, I think they're just like they're disinterested in Emmeline, but you have their attention.
Okay, so well, that was a tune, but I don't think singing is one of the entries into the trial. Fortunate for you. So, if you, I'm sorry. It seems like I'm your best bet now, doesn't it? And then he goes back and sits at the table and finishes the drink, puts it down, picks up his sword, and goes, "The greatest knight in the land."
Oh no!
Emmeline. And walks over to the door and then cracks it open, but then looks back and says, "My offer still stands." And then he walks out and closes the door.
Yeah. I don't know if you won anyone over in that last moment. Like any beyond whatever had transpired already.
I'm not good with people.
Yeah, that's fair.
I turn completely red-faced, snatch my weapon off the bar, and I just storm out and head back to, my place of business.
All right. I think we should take a break because it is 7:20. So let's take a break, and we will come back and find out what's going on with Belladonna. Yeah, stay tuned.
Belladonna's gonna murder my family.
Oh man.